Welcome back to the Brent Daniels Real Estate Live show. I am, of course, Brent Daniels, and we have an incredible show for you today. We have some incredible guests coming on at the top of the hour, but we're going to get into some real deep training here in the first 30, 40 minutes of the show, breaking down exactly how to go from zero to $1 million a year in your real estate business. In your wholesaling business. This is going to be specifically for wholesalers or people that go out there and find the absolute best deals. Remember, wholesaling is the art of finding great deals. That's all it is. And if you look at being a successful real estate entrepreneur, there's three main skills you have to develop, and you have to develop them in this order. Number one, find leads. Find leads. Nothing happens unless you find great opportunities. Number two is raise funds, and number three is property management. That's the list. 1, 2, 3. That is the order that you go in. And so we have to establish the ability and establish a business that can go out and find great deals, time in, time out, and not rely on other people to find those deals for us. That's how we make the most. That's how we stay in this business the longest. And that's how we actually take home the most, which is the most important, right? We take money home so that we can buy assets, and those assets give us, one, they increase our wealth, but two, at some point they give us really great cash flow. But these are the 5 steps when you are starting out in this business here that you really have to follow, all right? This is just time tested and approved. Number one, you got to find your tribe, okay? You got to find people that are doing this. You have to surround yourself with people that are doing this business, because you're going to watch this, you're going to get excited. There's some reason why you're here, and you're going to go with that excitement, and you're going to go and share this excitement with the world, and they're going to look at you like you're a crazy person, or they're just going to look at you and they're just not going to be interested because they have no idea what you're talking about. So it is critical, if you want to change and you want to change fast, you have to change your environment. If you want to build fast, you have to change your environment, better said. So you have to find your tribe. Who are you around? Are you in a Discord group? Are you part of a coaching program? Are you in a mentorship? Are you going to local RIAs? All of these things matter. Are you taking people, and getting a cup of coffee here and there? Who are you surrounding yourself with? Who are your personal board of directors for your real estate dreams? Find your tribe. Number two, you got to follow a model. You got to follow a model. It's already done. People have already succeeded in this. People have been succeeding in this, I would say, since probably the 50s. The 50s is really when things started going, ramping up in the United States. And you see, flipping kind of starting there. I mean, it's been happening forever, but really, making it a system and something that you can follow and a blueprint, kind of 50s, 60s, 70s, and then just kind of until today, right? Follow a model. What is your model going to be? Are you going to go out and trade your time for deals? Do you have a budget? Are you starting out with, maybe you're sitting on $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, and you can start putting money towards marketing and getting people to call you. But you got to follow a model. And my suggestion for anybody starting out in real estate is the model you want to start with is wholesale everything. Wholesale everything. We need to get the proof of concept, and that's number 3. Right? And the fastest way to do that is to wholesale, is to find a deal, assign a deal. We need to start stacking these smaller wins so that it gets our momentum up. All right? So just focus on wholesaling everything for your first 12 months. Absolutely everything. Okay? And number 3 is getting the proof of concept. Once you have your tribe and you're following specific instructions of going out there, having conversations, making offers to people that own ugly houses or are in ugly situations, then you're going to win. Let me just tell you this right now. You are going to win, which gives you something beautiful. It gives you proof of concept. When we start out, we start with faith. We're running on faith that we can do this. We can accomplish our goal. We can go after that vision that we have for our lives. And it starts with making sure that we make some income in this business, whether it be $1, $1,000, $10,000, $100,000, doesn't matter. You got to get proof of concept. We have to cross the bridge from faith to fact. Cross that bridge, absolutely critical. That's the third step. Fourth step is you get consistent lead flow. You get consistency in your business. You get consistent income coming in. Now, there's a little bit of nuance to this because the absolute fact is 70 to 75% of your income in real estate will come in 6 months. In 6 months, 75. The other 6 months will be 25 to 30. That is, you could ask anybody that's been doing this a long time, if they were truly to look at the income that they make month over month over month, 70 to 75% is going to happen in 6 months. Okay, that's why it's tough to focus on the consistency. We get wiggly when we think things are no longer working. We get nervous. Oh my gosh, I'm not closing $200,000 this month. I'm only closing $100,000 this month. Yeah, but you're going to close $300,000 in 2 months. Just focus on the consistency of lead flow. The closings are going to be bunched up. The income is going to be bunched up. You need to go into this business with eyes wide open to that fact, because if you don't, you're going to have so much heartburn that you're going to have to take an antacid. Serious. It's going to be a headache. It's going to be heartache. You're going to feel all of these emotions bubbling up, and emotions are our biggest expense, because that's when we do stupid things. That's when we stop the consistency. But once you have the consistency, guess what happens? One of the most beautiful days in our professional career, you get to fire your boss, right? If you're doing this part-time, or maybe even never have a boss, same thing, same energy, right? But once you get consistency and you replace your current income, then you get to fire your boss, go full-time into this business. All right? And then the last step is you become a magnet for top talent. This is when you get to fire yourself. The second best day as a professional. You get to fire yourself from certain roles in the business, right? And I'm going to show you the exact steps to do that right here. I'm going to give you a 27, slide presentation on exactly how to build this. You guys ready? You guys pumped? Can you put it in the chat if this is interesting? Put in the chat if we want to know how to build a 7-figure wholesaling business. Because I got 27 slides here, and this is as meat and potatoes as it gets. It is. This is what it's going to be. All right, good. Edwin's ready. Some other people are ready. Here we go. All right, this is what you're going to learn in the first part of this show today, okay? When to start building your team. That's always a big question. The 7 levels of your business growth, the path to building a 7-figure team, responsibilities for all the team members, how to pay your team, how to recruit, train, and manage your team. Guys, this is a course. This is a course. This is something that people would charge a bunch for, but we're just going to put it out there because I want you to go and win. Because then I want to give you leads from my pay-per-click agency. That is my agenda, we can say. I want you to go out and make so much money that you have a big budget, and we can spend that budget for PPC leads to get you great, great opportunities. Deal? Awesome. Cash flow quadrant, guys, we know this, right? You start off, there's 4 ways to make money. First is you have a job, that's an employee. Second is you're self-employed. As soon as you start this business, you're self-employed. As soon as you press go, you're self-employed. As soon as you are like, all right, I'm going to go knock on a door. I know an ugly house. I'm going to go see if I can talk to the homeowner. I see this ugly house. I have the address. I pull it up on True People Search. I'm going to call them up. The moment you do that, something magical happens. You become self-employed. You do. And now you are building a specialized skill. You own a job. Okay? But look at that. Time equals money. You have to put your time in for the income if you're an employee and self-employed. Now, as you move over to a business owner, you own a system. But guys, there's specific times to do this. I'm going to show you exactly when to do this in your business. You own a system. That means that the people that you hire, the tools that you have, that's what's providing you your income. It's not your time anymore. That's a beautiful thing. And number 4 is you become an asset investor, right? This is when you go, you take the money that you're making, the excess of the active income, you put it into assets for long-term wealth building and for the passive income. It's not really passive, you get it, but it builds wealth. But guys, get rich, then get wealthy. Get rich, then get wealthy. Got it? Boom. Turning your self-employed job into a business is the most straightforward path to financial freedom. Turning your self-employed job into a business is the most straightforward path to financial freedom. But when do you start building your team? You're ready to start building your team when there's two options here. You have 6 months reserves in the bank and you personally have spoken to at least 1,000 distressed property owners. Brent, when do I start hiring people? When do I start bringing people on? When do I start building out my team? When you have 6 months of operating expenses, marketing expenses, all of the expenses that you have, all of your overhead that you have 6 months reserves in the bank and you've personally spoken to 1,000 property owners yourself. Why would I say that? Why would I have it? Why even do that? Well, I want to leverage my time, Brent. You know, you gotta leverage. If I'm just calling one person at a time, that's not very scalable. I get it. But there are skills. This is a skills-based business. And to be able to recruit the best talent, you have to understand what skills are required for this business. You're going to know after you talk to 1,000 distressed property owners. This will probably take you about 100 hours. What? 100 hours? That's crazy. Yeah, 100 hours for the rest of your life. There's 168 hours in a week. Can you, Luke, what's 168 hours times 52? How many hours do we have in a year? Let me know. Yeah, 168 times 52. 8,736 hours. What, 8,000? And I'm asking for 100. What is 100 divided by that? What percentage is that? All right. Or, what is it? 87.36. The other way. So it's, yeah. Anyway, you've made $30K per month from wholesaling 3 months in a row. That's the other way. Guys, you either have 6 months in reserves in the bank and personally spoken to 1,000 distressed properties, or this is the Sean Terry rule, and I love it, and I'm stealing it, but I'm giving him full credit for it. You've made $30K per month from wholesaling. Here's the kicker: 3 months in a row. That's when you start building your team. Okay. Next, let's get rid of this right now, because this happens every cycle, and a cycle happens usually about every 10 years, but sometimes it's every 5 to 7 years. Sometimes it's with the political changes that happen in our country that speed this up a little bit, but typically it's every 10 years. People lose everything. They do 9 years of building a business, and then interest rates change in 2022, and where's all these big scaling coaches? Where are these big build big businesses coaches going here? They're gone. Because in real estate, the leaner you are, you put this analogy in your head. I don't want you to be a cruise ship. I want you to be a jet ski. I want you to be a bunch of jet skis, because when things change, you can maneuver around. You can get going. Look, can we turn the AC down? I'm getting hot in here. I'm already feeling hot in here. Put that baby down to like 71. You don't need a huge team, guys. I'll show you exactly what you need. All right, boom. Here's your 7 levels of business growth. And as I'm going through this, the reason this is a live show is so that I can answer any questions that bubble to the surface as we're going through this. But level 1 is you. Level 2 is you plus a virtual assistant. Level 3 is you, a virtual assistant, and outsource marketing. That's cold calling, text messaging, direct mails, pay-per-click, all those things. Level 4 is a junior acquisitions manager added to the group. Level 5, then you add the acquisitions manager. So a junior acquisition manager, I want you to I'm going to break this all down. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I've got this all broken down. And level 6 is a lead manager, and level 7 is your disposition manager. Look at this. Look at this. It's all broken down right here. See that pink? That's you. You're not out of the daily responsibilities till level 7. That's when you work on the business. That's when you decide what other strategies you want to do. Do you want to start keeping some of these properties? Do you want to start flipping some of these properties? Do you want to start expanding the business? What do you want to do? All right. So level 1 is all you. You're doing it. And really the business breaks down into 4 main pillars here, or main, columns. Administrative work, lead generation, conversion of those leads, and exit strategy. Okay? And that's the breakdown there. But really your exit strategy, your dispositions should be the last one that you give up. You should be selling all your deals up until level 7, up until you hire somebody to be able to do that. Because the fact is you don't have enough deals to hire somebody full-time selling your deals if you're sourcing the deals yourself. If you're going out there and you're selling other people's deals, God bless you. You're going to be doing that for a long time yourself. You will. That's just a fact. It's very hard to scale. It's very hard to replace yourself in that without a big, massive team. Because you're always constantly waiting on somebody else to send you deals. You could do a dispo model, but I think long-term strategy, do the whole thing. Source them yourself, sell them yourself. You're going to make more, and you're going to be profitable, and you're going to keep your costs way down and your personnel way down. All right? So there you go. Administrative work, lead generation, conversion, and exit strategy. Does this make sense, everybody? Does this make sense? Give me, Joseph Long, give me a like if you guys are enjoying. Also, if you guys have not subscribed, subscribe. Please. I don't usually say that because, whatever, I'm a knucklehead, but there you go. We're on slide 9 of 27 slides, guys. Woo! A 7th level business owner has maximum freedom, flexibility, and opportunity for high income. Here's your organizational chart. Okay, you see you up there looking good. You've got a lead manager. These are the people that I talk to every Tuesday and every Thursday. Now Friday in my team meetings. We have team meetings every single Tuesday at 10 o'clock in the morning. And then we're going to be doing Friday at 10 o'clock as well. We have been doing Thursdays at 2. But we have 2 anywhere from 20 to hour-long meetings. Just depends on what we're going through. But this is the organizational chart. All right, this goes back to where do all these people go? Who's responsible for all these people? Who manages all these people? Boom. There you go. So I talked to my leads manager about how is our marketing doing. I talked to our acquisitions manager about what is our conversion of those leads. Are they going on really good appointments? Why did we miss out on certain deals? What can we do better? Do we need to have different exit strategies? Do we have to give people different offers? Do we need to do more discovery? Do we need to do better discovery? And from a dispositions manager, are we adding new cash buyers? What's going on with the cash buyers? Are hedge funds coming back? Are the mom-pop buyers coming back? What percentages are they buying at? All of these things matter. But I'm not responsible for them. They are. And they take ownership of those responsibilities and ownership of the people that they're responsible for. Now, since then, I've added somebody to this. Because I put this out, I put this together about a year ago, transaction coordination. And by the way, David Olds looked like he was in the chat there, has an unbelievable, Easy REI Closings is a phenomenal transaction coordination company. I would use them until you are doing probably 8 to 10, maybe more. I mean, maybe you just want to use them for everything. But the acquisitions manager is typically underneath the acquisitions. A transaction coordinator is with the acquisitions manager. And so that's part of their team. And really the dispositions manager. They're kind of both. Because once a deal is done, we turn it over to our transaction coordinator. They're working with the title company and escrow officer, making sure everything's going smooth, making sure that we have all of the showing set up, making sure all the paperwork's getting done, all those things. I'll give you an example real quick. The Aaron Coulter, who is a phenomenal transaction coordinator for us, married to Chad Coulter. If you watched our show last week, who is my junior acquisition manager, does a phenomenal job. We have a guy that is he is in solitary confinement in prison. Okay, his son is left to help his dad sell his house. We have to coordinate with notaries to go into the prison, organized around the solitary confinement, get the paperwork signed and notarized, and then get it back to us every time we need something filled out. Every time. And then it goes in the mail, the prison mail, which only goes out once a week. And so that's a whole thing. And Aaron is coordinating all of that. Not only that, listen to this. Not only that, guys, this is why transaction coordination is so important. The property is set to foreclose tomorrow. Set to foreclose tomorrow, right? And not only that, the loan was sold 2 weeks ago from the company that was servicing it to Mr. Cooper. Well, Mr. Cooper needs 72 hours for payoff notice, and they will not postpone the foreclosure. Right? So we have to go and get what is needed, what we need to catch up the loan so it doesn't foreclose tomorrow, pay that today, make sure that that's all done through their processing. So she's on the phone all day long with these numbskulls over at Mr. Cooper. If you guys have ever dealt with them, it's a nightmare. And we had to get the arrears. We had to catch up the arrears so that they don't foreclose on it tomorrow because we're waiting on paperwork. Not only that, but we're coming out of pocket to pay the arrears. So then we have to go back to the prison and put a deed of trust on the property so that lien can be paid off so that we can get a price reduction from the original contract so that we don't just eat the $15,000 that we needed to catch up this loan so it doesn't foreclose tomorrow. Aaron did all that. All of it. Give it up. I hope she sees this. You're the best. So important. All right, let's look at the actual responsibilities, because the next question is, well, what do these people do? How do you pay them? How do you find them? We're going through it. We're only on slide 10 of 27. Virtual assistant, administrative work. They are just making sure that our CRM's cleaned up. They're making sure that if some paperwork needs to be sent out, that can happen. They're formatting the lists for the marketing list for skip tracing. They're formatting it for the dialer. They're getting it into the dialer. They're getting it into your text message marketing. They're making sure that your direct mail lists are really clean, all that. All right. And we actually moved transaction coordination to an actual transaction coordinator. And so the virtual assistant isn't, that could probably just be replaced with transaction coordinator. Now, here you go. Junior acquisitions manager. This is your setter for your closers. Responsibilities. They call all new leads and they requalify. Okay? If you're getting leads in from a cold calling team, if you're getting leads in from SMS marketing, and they've already talked to somebody, they're going to go in and just reconfirm what that conversation was. Okay. And then from there, they've got the handoff. They're going to do ongoing lead follow-up to either get rid of that lead or set an appointment or set it up to make an offer. Okay. And when a lead is hot, it goes to the acquisition manager. What is a hot lead? That is somebody that is going to sign a purchase agreement in the next 7 days. Hopefully the next day. Hopefully in the next hour. I'm telling you, with the incoming leads, inbound leads, direct mail, certainly pay-per-click, paper lead, all those, it's very fast. Pay-per-click's the fastest though. Pay-per-click is, we're typically, we don't do any lead follow-up with pay-per-click typically. I mean, that's not entirely true, but it's usually, it takes 2 days to lock up a pay-per-click lead. which is awesome. And so Chad, who is my junior acquisition manager, is calling 50 to 70 people per day. That's the job. Now, because we've got so many inbound and we're not doing outbound leads anymore, that's closer to like 20 to 30 because we're just getting inbound leads that he's following up with. And it's a lot easier because he was getting burnt out. But I truly believe that somebody should be in the office at all times. And at least in my market in Phoenix, it's really important that somebody's on the streets. Somebody's going to the appointments. If you try to do virtual wholesaling in Phoenix, you will die fast. You're dead. You're gone. It's not going to work. There's nobody that's like, oh yeah, I'm crushing virtual wholesaling in Phoenix. Nobody. Now there's other markets totally different, but just specifically in my market, and you're going to have to play around. You're going to have to see if you're getting beat out. Miami, Austin, Chicago, Seattle, Portland, San Diego, LA, Denver for sure, Indianapolis on some levels. Some you can do with the Midwest is you could do virtual, no problem. A lot of Florida, you could do virtual. A lot of Texas, you could do virtual. A lot of the middle states, you can do virtual. But some of these other cities, you have to test. If you're getting beat out a lot, you're going to have to switch things up in your model and go on the appointments. And that's something that we had to learn the hard way, for sure. We kept getting beat out and beat out and beat out because I was trying to just do, hey, let's just do everything over the phone and through an email signature, and it just didn't work. But guys, the huge difference in my business in 2024 and the transition I had is I am not doing any outbound. I'm not doing any cold calls. I'm not doing any text messaging. I'm not doing any door knocking. I'm just doing pay-per-click, pay-per-lead on some level, direct mail, and TV. Okay. And so I made that transition because I have a big budget. I'm spending 125 grand a month right now on marketing. All right. When I started out, I had zero. I had to go knock doors. I had to make calls. I had to build it that way. But then as your business matures, you get to start spending some money to get people to call you, and the money happens faster. Okay? Acquisitions manager. They go on appointments with hot leads and get deals under contract. All right? Now, they're going to kick back any warm leads to our junior acquisitions manager for more lead follow-up and nurture, right? If they're having conversations, they're like, oh, yeah, I'm not really ready to make a decision. We thought we were, but we're really not yet. And we don't want you to come to the house yet. We got some things we got to figure out. They'll go back to junior acquisition manager, warm up, plant the seeds, set it up so that they can go on appointments. The point of an acquisition manager going on an appointment is to get the agreement signed. Okay? And your acquisitions manager also co-manages the junior acquisition manager, making sure that they're on all their leads. They're looking at them. There's oversight there with the lead manager. Okay? It's a team. They're like, they're like yin and yang. They're all connected, right? And so they got to be real close. All right. They also call real estate agents for active properties. If they don't have enough deals coming in, your acquisition manager, then they need to start getting on the phone and calling on market deals or calling agents to see if they have anything that they can make an offer on. Okay. And the big goal is you want them going on at least 5 appointments every single week for your acquisitions team. All right. Lead managers, the responsibilities. They manage the outsourced marketing. They do all the marketing. They do all the metrics. This is somebody that is very detail oriented. This is somebody that loves Excel. They love charts. They love a system. They love organizing things. This is what you want. They're going to manage your virtual assistant. They're going to co-manage your junior acquisitions manager with your acquisitions manager and transaction closings with the disposition manager. They're going to conduct a daily huddle with everybody. They do that. And go and with me and my leads manager, we look at the scoreboard. The scoreboard is really critical, and I'm going to show you what that is all about. But they pay all the business bills. And their goal is to get at least 1 closing per week. Okay? 1 closing per week. Now we're at like 2 or 3 a week and growing. but that's because we're spending more on marketing. Guys, we are a marketing and sales business as wholesalers, a prospecting and sales business. That's what we are. We're not buying properties. We're not flipping properties. We're not putting them into our portfolio yet. Once we build up our active income, but we do that from being really, really, really great on the phone and having conversations, making offers. Dispositions manager, responsibilities. To build the cash buyer database and maintain healthy tension with your list. Underline, highlight, write it out. Healthy tension. If you let cash investors, if you let your cash buyers seduce you or bully you or ghost you, you are not going to get the most out of every deal. You're not. You can't let it happen. And listen, when I started, I was like, yeah, oh my gosh, somebody's going to buy this? Oh, it worked. Okay, good. Just sell it to these guys, And then you become a CBE, cash buyer employee, and you make about half as much as you should. Half as much. So you got to build a healthy tension. You have to respect them. You have to understand what they're about, but they have to do that back. All right? They're going to comp all the distressed properties and give a buy price. They're going to sell the properties in the minimum time for maximum profit. Let me say that again. Sell properties in minimum time for maximum profit. They're going to co-manage the transaction closings with the lead manager, and the big goals are to increase the average deal size and add 25 to 50 cash buyers per week to your database. Guys, a good dispositions manager, a good acquisitions manager, good lead manager, this is critical. Goes back to here, right here, guys. Those three right there have to be killers. And by the way, let me minimize this for a second. Hire these people. Stop getting business partners. You're being a baby. You're being insecure. Stop going, oh, I need somebody to do this with. Let me be a business partner. It never works. Because somebody does income producing activities and somebody does income servicing activities, and they're not the same. They're not the same. I mean, that's like somebody that went to law school, passed the bar, became an attorney, and somebody that just read a legal document online. Like, there's a difference here, okay? There's an expertise here. There's a skill level here. Our income is equal to the amount of value we provide to the world. And if you are allowing somebody to earn the same amount of income, but they're not providing the same amount of service, it will not last. It won't, and you'll be bitter. And it'll end ugly. So before you go out there and get a business partner, okay? I've done this. I've done this so many times. In my 20s, early 30s, this is my life. I was insecure. I needed to be with somebody. I needed somebody to talk to. I needed somebody to vent to. But I was the one on the phones all day. I was the one finding the deals all day. I was the one going on the appointments all day. I was the one sharpening my skills all day. I was the one listening to podcasts and Audible and not going on vacation for years at a time with partners that would always disappear on the weekends. Wouldn't work past Thursday. Wouldn't go on appointments. Couldn't close a front door. That's a sales term. So don't do that. And if you already have it, set up a 6-month plan to separate it and have 2 amazing businesses. And every partner that I've had has gone on to create their own successful business. They have. And we don't need to be splitting it. You don't need to do it. Hire these people. And you will be so much happier. And you'll be like, Brent, you'll send me a DM like 6.5 months from now. Like 73 days from now. And you'll be like, oh my gosh, Brent, you were so right. You are the man. You are so smart and experienced. Your expertise is beyond belief, unmatched. Yeah, there you go. You will. Business owner, responsibilities. This is what I do. What's our lead generation strategy? Are we inbound, outbound, referral? There's only 3. What are we going to focus on? You recruit, train, and manage your team. Conduct weekly one-on-one meetings with any of the managers and conduct the weekly scoreboard meeting with the lead manager. What came in, the scoreboard is basically what came in, how many leads came in, what is the conversation that we had with them, and how many appointments, how many deals. Each business level lays the foundation for the next. Build your team slowly. Keep your expenses low and stay profitable. This is when I'm gonna get dramatic again now that we're warmed up. This is the problem that I see. Our financial thermostat is so low because from 0 to 12, there's like a chip on our shoulder, right? For most entrepreneurs, we're like, oh, I don't want a boss. I want to have control over the time I have left on this planet. But at the same time, 0 to 12, our family wasn't talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. Money. Money is good. Money is service. Money is providing a huge amount of service. Seeing people going out there and making a tremendous amount in our little world that we have from 0 to 12. Most of our parents are just getting going. They're just starting in their careers. They're just kind of getting into their flow, starting to climb whatever ladders that they're on. They're not talking about, these, flying first class and going on private planes and going on the best vacations and talking about money like it's, $100,000 is nothing. We didn't grow up with that. So what we do is we start making a bunch of money in this, and then we go and hire a bunch of people because it freaks us out. And we think that we're investing in our business. And it is so easy. I could put you in a funnel so fast. I could put you in a funnel that will clickbait you so fast into investing in your business. It's so sexy. If you just do this, if you just join this mastermind, if you just go into this, if you just have this training, if you just do this, and then all of a sudden all your money's gone and you have no assets. The tide goes out. You have this big team. You're only taking home 100 grand yourself or 200 grand or 300 grand, and you don't have a business that you can sell. So that makes no sense. You don't have a cash machine because you hired too many people and your overhead's too high. Think about these things. It's really important. It's really important that you take your time, you build it slowly, you keep your expenses low, and you stay profitable. Put profit in first position. Put it in first position. Does that make sense to everybody? Awesome. This is how you recruit your team. Guys, in 7 minutes, Mike and Nichols from US Lead List, the #1 list for outbound prospecting, whether it's direct mail, text message marketing, or cold calling, at least in the Rhino tribe. And it's what his list is pre-probates. So as soon as somebody passes away, they go in and get all the information. And so before it goes to the courts and notifies all of us on these lists, you get this list from US Lead List. Nothing like it. Proprietary. It's incredible. How do you recruit? Friends and family. If you want people to work for you, don't hire friends and family. If you want people to work with you, hire friends and family. Got it? That's the difference. You can go into REI groups and Facebook and meetups. You can meet people and see, people that have good energy, good vibrations coming out, good vibes. You can go on LinkedIn, and we also go to Wise Hire. That's how you recruit your team. Here's how you pay them. Woo, we're getting through it now. Nitty gritty. Virtual assistant, $9 an hour. You could go lower than that, but I like $9 an hour is like life-changing. I've had Lisa since 2016. $9 an hour. She works in the Philippines, does everything. It's a contractor. Junior acquisitions. I do a base. Look at the base there, guys. Look at the base and then look at the commissions, the assignment fee bonus. That's something really interesting because that'll make you pucker up a little bit. All right, that's $70K base. But I will tell you, in my experience, when you have real salespeople that have their bases covered, bases covered with their base. They have their basic expenses, monthly expenses covered by a base. They work from a place of, I want to be great at this, not I'm desperate to make money. There's a huge difference there. And the turnover is way lower. Okay? But you can see the base. Obviously, when you do put people on base plus commission and they just work for you, you're going to have to W-2 them at some point, which was a huge shock to the system. I 1099 to everybody. 1099, baby, not paying Social Security, not paying the taxes, not doing that. They can do it themselves. But at some point, that doesn't work. The government knows it. They know, and when you get audited, it's a big problem. So before that happened, I W-2'd everybody. And when you W-2 somebody, let me help you understand this. When you W-2, provide health insurance and provide all these things, I don't know what that link is, Andre. That is crazy. Whenever you W-2 somebody, 25% increase in the cost of that person. So if somebody's at 100,000, now it's 125 in overhead for health insurance, Social Security, taxes, all of that. Okay? Just understand that. That's going to happen. The 7th level business should pay its owner 40 to 55% of profits. 40 to 55%. So when you get to this, for everybody that just jumped on, 7th level, and you're not working in the day-to-day, you're not going on appointments, you're not doing the lead follow-up, you're not selling the deals, you're not adding people to your cash buyer database, you're not doing any of those things. You should be taking home 45 to 50% of that business. 40 to 55% of the profits. All right? And if you look at active versus leveraged income, a first level business owner income is highly active, where you mostly work in the business, doing the day-to-day activities. A 7th level business owner income is highly leveraged, where other people do the day-to-day activities so that you can mostly work on the business planning and building. I cannot tell you how many people are trying to work on their business before they deserve the right to do it. And listen, that's a beautiful thing. This is a free country. Go bananas. Hire as many people as you want. Do it. Go crazy. But I've never seen it work. I've never seen it work. Everybody that has done this business at a high level has had to go through it. Has had to go through their hustle season. Has had to go in with active income and work in the business. If there's some examples, I would love somebody to post in the comments section, in the chat, of somebody that came in, just had money, hired a bunch of VAs, and is netting 50% in $1 million business. And I'll interview them, and we'll see if it's right. We'll put them on the podcast. 7th level business owners' income is never truly passive. Passive business owners go broke. If you set and forget this business, if you get too big for your britches, if you start disappearing on your team, it will erode. It will atrophy. People will leave. You will not inspire anybody. If people are working for you, not with you, in this business, you are gone. This is not corporate America. This is not you went and raised $10 million, $20 million, $30 million to start a subscription business that sends people meat every month. Okay? This is the real estate business. And if you are not inspiring your team and bringing on incredible people and being there for them and working and understanding their emotions and getting close with them and having an actual culture and having an actual group of people that respect you, you will go broke. I love you. I'm kind of getting aggressive on some things, but I hope I hope it's like making sense. I hope you think I'm not like badgering you. I'm just like, there's so much quicksand to this business. To give a 1980s movie reference where quicksand was in every movie, that I want you to avoid. And I say it over and over again. And then there's the same themes coming up over and over and over again. And so I just want to make sure that you guys avoid it. How do you train and manage your team? Guys, we can help you out. Wholesaling Inc. Go to wholesalinginc.com. That's what we do. We build 7-figure businesses. Next is set clear responsibilities. Keep them accountable, but don't micromanage. They have to take ownership of their role. Have to. Give them lots of recognition and reward when goals are met. Do daily huddles for 10 minutes just to make sure everybody's on the same page. Make sure you understand the key performance indicators. What are your numbers? How many leads in? Did we get a hold of them? Did we do discovery? Did we set appointments? Did we lock up that appointment? How much did we sell that deal for? Weekly one-on-ones. This is where between you and your managers, remember these right here? These managers right here. Lead manager, acquisition manager, dispo manager. Okay? You're doing that every single week. What's going well? What's not going well? How can I help you win more? Those are the 3 questions. What's going well? What's working? What's not? How are the leads? What leads are garbage? How can I help you get better leads? How can I help you close more of these deals? Weekly scoreboard. This lasts about 30 minutes. I always start with gratitude. We go around the circle in my office or on Zoom, and we say, what's something that you're grateful for this week? Just sets the tone, right? Gratitude destroys all fear and anxiety. It does. I mean, if you're an anxious and fearful person, then tap into gratitude. Instantly destroyed. And then we end with, we review the weekly scoreboard and then end with the announcements. All right? Thank you. Thank you, guys. I hope that you got something from this. I hope that this was something that you can watch again and again and again and give you a blueprint for building your 7-figure business, because it works. It works. It is the path that took me 20 years to figure out. Nah, maybe not. 18 years to figure out. Because I kept hiring people too fast. I kept being freaked out by big checks. My bank account would be big, and then my ego would get big, and then I'd make stupid mistakes, and then I'd go out and try, I'm going to go do flips, or I'm going to go do developments, or I'm going to go add to my rental portfolio. Stay focused until you're out of the business, and then decide what you want to do. Got it? Somebody that stays focused and knows what to do is Micah Nichols, U.S. Lead List. What's up?
How you doing, brother? Great to see you.
You too. How much of that did you catch?
You're just going high level. How to keep people organized, accountable.
That's right.
Happy.
That's right.
Yeah. That's what we're trying to do here. Build a business.
Step
out of it.
What is U.S. Lead List?
I'm in a funky position to say this, but I think it's actually true. We are the best at aligning death and real estate ownership. It's basically like a subscription. You get data every month. We generate it nationally, but we only sell each county 3 times. And so it's not always available. So I'm sorry ahead of time.
Are most of them sold out?
No, not most of them. There's a churn. There's people who come in, they try and work our data, and they give up. They stop too soon, or they have, maybe they start in a way where they're not getting enough data. It's a good business can't be underfunded. You start and you usually don't have much money, but you have time, right? And so you're doing the calls yourselves, you're doing all those things. And, I think where we come in is like a little bit after that. You get some funds, you're closing deals, you got a system. You're like, okay, how can I add another layer of marketing on? And that's where we come in. It's like it costs money to get leads, to do deals. But the best thing about inheritance, the kind of, that death lead is like, for me, they're my biggest, juiciest, fattest deals. That's where my 6-figure deals are coming from.
Oh yeah, we do a tremendous amount. I mean, it's been interesting, the shift. It was a lot of like tired landlords a few years ago, and now it's mostly, not mostly, but I would say the biggest group, if I were to put an avatar to it, is people that have just inherited the property.
It works. You just got to work it.
So why do people, so you think that people don't succeed even if they have the absolute best list because they're underfunded, because they don't have enough time to allocate towards it? They're underfunded with money or time?
Well, potentially. You were talking about something that is really common that I see is like people want to put their business on autopilot.
Yes.
Too soon. And so, they're the main grinders, right? They're the main traction that the business is, winning with. And then they step away and they're like, what happened? Yeah. And so that's actually what I see the most is like they think that we're like, we sell them some magical list and it's going to just do the work by itself. And talking to the right people is important, but creating really good connections with sellers who need to sell, that, you know, if you do that in a way where they want to sell to you, that's how you make money in this business.
Yeah. And so what do you think? You get your list. Is it best to call them, text them, or mail them?
If I were to plot out my numbers in my own business, mail is highest ROI for me. After that, calling. After that, texting.
So when you're talking about mail, are you talking letters? Are you talking postcards? What are you talking about?
I like letters. I get a better response from letters, but I switched. So I hit them with a few letters in the first few months, and then I transitioned to a quarterly postcard that I'm sending them every 3 months, basically until they sell or it's listed on the market.
Now, do you get a higher ROI from this because you don't have the time to call these people yourself?
That could be so. I do. I mean, at this point in my business, I like those inbound leads. So, you know, direct mail does that for me. But I do outsource the cold calling, and I'm going to be totally honest, they're awful. They're really bad. Yeah. But, you know, one of the tricks that I've found is, you know, it's okay if I, you know, hire some awful cold callers, because I don't let them associate their conversation with me. All I'm interested in is someone like raising their hand. Hey, I want to sell this property. And then I come in and I'm a totally separate party. And then those crappy cold callers actually make me look better.
Why are they crappy, in your opinion, for this list?
I mean, I think that, you know, that they're not humanizing the person. It's all about, you know, it's really script. Everyone's always like, well, what's the script? What's the best script? And it's like, I don't like scripts, because it takes all the organic, you know, humanizing parts of the conversation out of it. So all they're doing is driving to, you know, how much do they want? When do they want to sell? What's their motivation? And, you know, all those things come, but, you know, I'd rather have them feel like, oh, this guy's actually listening to me. He cares. And then I get all that information over a slightly longer conversation. Yeah, it's more time, but they're much more likely to sell to me if I treat them right along that path.
That's right.
They're like, man, this Micah guy, he listens. Man, this Brent guy, I can tell how big his forearms are just by the way, you know, the cadence in his voice.
They can feel it. They can feel it. 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, well, I think it's the critical thinking skills. And not just from like an intelligence standpoint, but just from an experience standpoint, just from, you know, how do you get past just the surface layer of a conversation with somebody that lives in Omaha, Nebraska, or Tucson, Arizona, or Sacramento? It's different around the country. People that are like, oh yeah, just hire these huge call centers, and they'll get you the lowest hanging fruit, and then you'll win. Not for long.
No.
Right?
No. Yeah. I mean, it works, right? But you burn through a lot of data, which is just fine. You know, it's like it's you know, lines in the water. We're fishing, and so they do well. But for me, like it makes sense to diversify the way that you're communicating to all of your leads, because each one touches them differently. And big cold calling centers that, especially, you know, the people who I use are foreign, they're Egyptian. You know, they just don't, they don't have any sense of like how Americans want to be talked to.
Sure. Let me switch tracks here, because people are going to get offended, you know, of their precious VA cold callers that have gotten them, you know, all these leads out there, which we know isn't true, but whatever. How many letters do you think you have to send somebody before you can get a deal on with your list?
It depends. I would say, you know, I mail a good amount, but I'm probably sending about 2,000 letters a deal, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Not letter. That's like average postcards and letters.
What does that cost you?
On average, about $1.20 or something a piece.
So you're spending $3,000 a deal?
Pretty much somewhere in there.
3,000 a deal. Got it. Okay. And then if you were to include, because you have kind of ranges of what your list costs in different markets, because obviously there's going to be some that have a lot, some that have less, right? And so what's kind of the average cost for your list?
Average cost, I would say average is maybe like $300 to $400 a month.
Got it.
But so like, here's the real cheat code. We generate this national list every single month. And so we offer a super sweet package on our back data. And that back data, it's good in one sense that it's cheaper. It's cheaper, more data, less money. But what you also get with that is a longer time horizon, because with inheritance, there's so many logistics. There's emotional logistics. There's like actual, family logistics that are happening. And then there's all of like, maybe dealing with lawyers, maybe there's a family dispute, all of those things. It takes time to shake out. And so you actually, with that back data, it's cheaper, but you get a longer time horizon in which you're talking to these people. So some are ready to shake loose already because, that person actually passed away a year ago. And that's kind of useful. So you can get that dollar per, I guess the cost per lead down significantly if you work with that data that was generated from before.
How far back do you go?
3 years total. So
Awesome.
someone wants to work it, then we scrub it for anything that's been sold in the meantime or it's currently listed.
How important is it to understand probate process and, wills and trusts and some of these other things when you're having the conversations? And what's the best way to educate yourself if you think it's important?
I think it's useful, but not essential. And so this is one of those scenarios where, you could spend years trying to figure out all the information about how to do wholesaling. Or you could just get started and then figure out exactly what you need right when you need it, because you go on the internet, you follow people like you who are just constantly educating people, helping them out, trying to get traction in their business. But as far as where to gather information on wills, probate specifically, nolopress.com is a good resource. They basically categorize, probate's complex in that every state has different, laws, regulations, kind of how it's done. And so they put it all together. You can search your state plus Nolo, Nolo press, press.com, and they'll give you all that information for free.
Awesome. If people go and their market is available, Micah, a U.S. leads list?
U.S. No, that's funny. That's actually not our web address. U.S. lead list, singular. We do provide leads, but our name is U.S. lead list.
So we'll adjust that. U.S. lead list, and then is there a discount they get, a coupon or something using TTP?
Totally. If you guys use TTP, I will, give you $500 off our back data package. So, it kind of varies because, some places there's a lot. If you want a whole state of data, we'll work with you even more than that. But anyone who's interested in working with all that back data, we'll give you $500 off just because you saw us here and Brent's such a cool guy.
And there's the updated ticker. usleadlist.com, code TTP. Awesome. Thanks, Micah. You're the best.
Pleasure. Great to see you.
See you, man.
Bye.
Awesome. All right. Micah Nichols, guys, usleadlist.com. Use that coupon code TTP. We've got another guest. Totally different genre of leads. This is iSpeed to Lead. All right. Michael Walsh. How are you, brother?
I am doing great. How you doing, Brent?
Got the mohawk going. Let's go.
All ready to go. Got fresh shave for today.
I love it. So iSpeed to Lead. Talk to me about it. How are people getting deals from iSpeed to Lead? Where they come from, all that stuff? Because you guys it's pretty incredible. Let me pull this up and put this on here, because I went pretty hardcore with the training this morning, and now I want to give the tools. But you guys have a lot of interesting I think you're really the only PPL company that has $29 a lead after it's been around for 48 hours or something. So will you talk to us about that?
Yeah. So that is part of our coupon club. And so I want you guys to think about it this way. When you're thinking about leads coming in, we've got leads that are coming in on PPC. We've got Facebook leads coming in. We do cold calling leads as well. They're not as simple as we call them up and they raise their hand and we throw them into the platform. We actually make sure that these people are really interested in selling. And so we have them go through a whole set of data points. We have them go through a bunch of processes and stuff like that, just to make sure that they're good leads. And they're not just somebody just saying, oh yeah, I'd like to get an offer on my home. They really are interested. They're motivated to sell. And so our coupon club, it's $199 a month. And if you think about it this way, when somebody goes and fills out a form online, don't just fill out one form. Many times they put their information into this form and that form. They go to all the different PPL companies and they put their information into all these different forms that they find online. And so there is technically, in one sense, there's no such thing as a fully exclusive lead. People always ask, oh, is it exclusive? Well, yes, it's exclusive to us. If you buy it exclusively, like you can see that one on the screen right now in Phoenix, Arizona, it's an exclusive lead to us. And if we sell it to you, it's exclusive, but we can't promise you that, somebody hasn't pulled their data. We can't promise you that they haven't put their information on some other PPL site or something like that. So
something that I saw that was interesting here is you have Nation, and you can't really see it on the screen, but I'm looking at it on my computer. It shows the source of this lead, and it says Nationwide Investors Group lead from Facebook. And then another one says AK Cash Offers lead from Predictive AI Data Call. And then you've got one that says Nationwide Investors Group lead from Google Search. What does that mean?
Correct. So those are different pages there. So the AI predictive call, that's a call center that's called in, called the lead, and then it goes through our AI data points. Our AI listens to the call. Our AI makes sure the call is good. And then we also have other forms of reaching out to them to confirm them and stuff like that. When you look at the other points, those are basically just pages that the sellers are going to sign up. Those are our branded pages that are out there.
Got it.
So those are like our cash offer pages that the seller's putting their information in on. And
got it. So so you get your lead. So what are the different sources that these leads come from?
Facebook, Google PPC, cold calling. Those are the main sources as of right now that we're focused in on.
But you can choose which ones that you want. I mean, can you choose, hey, I only want Google ones, or I only want Facebook, or I only want the ones that have been vetted by somebody on the phone?
Yep. As you go through, you can see here, this is our homepage, and you can see right on our homepage, you can see the marketplace. If you sign up for a free account, and if you just use that code below, the app.ispeedlead.com/TTP. If you use that, you'll get $100 for free added to your account today. So that's a gift to all Brent's people. Everybody will get that. I set that up right before we got on this call to make sure you guys would all get that. And so just go in, log in. It's free to log in. You can check out the marketplace. But yeah, you'll be able to choose where your leads come from. You'll be able to choose the city. If you want the PPC leads, if you don't want the PPC leads, if you'd rather have cold calling leads or SMS leads or this lead or that lead, you can pick that. That's all up to you.
Are people going in getting $50 leads in the middle of nowhere and doing novations? Are they doing, trying to wholesale some of these that are out in the middle of nowhere? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I could see that being a really, really interesting model where you go, okay, well, maybe there's not cash buyers out there, but if I could buy 20 leads at $50, it cost me $1,000, and one of those turns into a great novation. I mean, average novation, you're making 30 grand. So that's a 1 to 30. You know what I mean? Is that what people are doing?
Absolutely. Yeah. We have people doing the rural stuff and the small town stuff. We actually have some testimonies. I have one testimony that I talk about all the time of one of our users who he spent, $174 on leads. And he actually did not novate them. He actually just wholesaled them in small town. It was Oklahoma. And one of them was for $2,000 and one of them was for $5,000. So you turned 174 bucks into $7,000.
Awesome. And so how do you get $29 leads?
Okay. So you join that 199 coupon club, and then any lead, if you go to,
is that $199 a month?
Yep. $199 a month. And
so
then
you're in $199 a month, and then you can go ahead.
Unlimited 48-hour or older leads, $29 a piece. And if we go up, then you'll be grandfathered in. So if you sign up today for the $29, and then 6 months down the road we go up to $49, you're grandfathered in for that $29.
Come on in, Raph. Talking to iSpeed to Lead here. Rafael Cortez, everybody. Boom.
Hey,
the man. There he is.
What's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
This is awesome. So what is you have something on here that is the fixed price mode.
Yes.
The heck is that?
Okay. So fixed price mode is basically I'll say it's a little closer to what everybody else is doing in PPL. You go in and you get exclusive leads sent directly to your CRM. The difference is we do it a little bit different. And I personally like the way we do it better. So they usually have you bid against you. So they basically put you in, and whoever outbids the next person, basically you set your cap and you say, if I can outbid everybody, then I can win everybody. And so you can just outbid everybody. And so somebody can come in and outbid the area. What we do is we just set you up and we say, here's going to be your price. This is going to be the price. You have a buy box that you're able to set parameters around. Other people don't do that one, which I love, because a lot of us, we might have specific square footage we're looking for. We might have a specific age of home that we prefer, stuff like that. So you can set your buy box, and then we push those through to you for that set price.
Awesome. And when do you think it's right for people to start with PPL? You know what I mean? Is there a certain, what's the minimum budget? You know what I mean? And is it experience level? Should people start with this? Should people, go out there and, get beat up knocking doors or making cold calls or sending texts before they get into these leads? Like, what are you seeing as the best path for people to really convert and really make great income from PPL?
That's a really good question, because we could go on all day of who should and who shouldn't, and people argue on this one all day long. But one of the things that I always try to get people to understand is quality of conversations. You can go knock doors all day long and have the really crappiest conversations that you could ever face. And just all day long, all you deal with is a bunch of no's. Same with smiling and dialing. Like, we hear it, we do it, and we just get cursed out on the phone. We call a bunch of people who don't want to have a conversation with us. With Coupon Club, a beginner can literally pay the $199 a month and then $29 per quality conversation. And if you're worried, like, oh, what if they never pick up? What if this person never picks up? Well, first off, I'll always say, don't just call them one time and think they're a bad lead because they pick up the first time. They're just a busy
22
person.
times in the first day. That's what we do. 22 touches.
There you go.
Day.
So
we
call 22
triple
times.
tap them. We triple tap them, right, Michael? You call, no answer, call, no answer, call, no answer, text, voicemail. 30 minutes later, call, no answer, call, no answer, call, no answer, text, voicemail. Same thing over and over and over and over. You'll get a hold of them.
Absolutely.
If you can, you'll get a hold of them in that first day.
And if you did that, if you did those 22 calls in the first day and you don't get a hold of anybody, or if you get a hold of somebody and say, yep, nope, I don't want to sell my home, I'm not interested, let us know. We'll refund you. We'll give you credit back on your account. You can go buy another lead instead. And so that's just something that we do because we want to be able to say that we have the best motivated seller leads. And so we stand behind that fact that we do bring you motivated seller leads. So if they're not motivated, then we can't really sell them to you. So we'll give you your money back.
I don't know if you already asked this or not, but what are the sources on you guys' end? Are you guys doing cold calling, direct mail, all of the above?
Facebook, PPC, and cold call.
Gotcha.
Yep. What is who's spending the most with you? Not like who are they, but how much? What's the most? What is there a company that's like, oh, I spend $100,000 a month with iSpeed Elite, or is it 50, or is it 10, or like what is the most?
We've got people in the tens of thousands that are spending tens of thousands. Getting as you're looking at the fixed price mode, stuff like that, and if they're going nationwide and stuff like that. So yeah.
Do you guys have any, and not that I want to get on the weird, I want to get into the KPIs.
Yeah.
But do you
Michael's
guys
the
have
guy to talk to.
Yeah. In the tracking on conversion, stuff like that, as far as like after somebody takes the lead and they run with it, like how many, on average, right? Of course, if you have a good closing ratio and whatnot, how many leads
so
does it take?
depends on the type of lead, but generally we're looking at about 5%, 5 to 10% that go to contract. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we know how, well, do you have any tracking on contract to close?
We do not have, not that I know of. I can try to find that out for you guys, but I don't know of that one.
Listen to this, Mike. How many leads a month are you putting into the system?
10,000. Yeah.
Wow.
We're pulling 10,000 leads a month. And then the other thing is on the things that we did do a study on, and we did like a subject study, basically took a group of people, looked at over a series of time. So basically like 6 months, we said, how many of these leads list and sell on the market? So basically title change we looked at.
Right.
And it was 40% in 90 days. So that right there, and that was outside of, the off market sales and stuff like that. So if you really look at that, I mean, that really shows that what we have are very motivated people.
So 4 out of 10 properties that come into your system end up selling
On the market in one way or another.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And that was in our case
Michael.
study that we did. Yeah.
What do people get if they use this code TTP at checkout?
So you guys will get $100 bonus balance added to your account right away. So you'll sign up and you'll literally see up in your top right hand corner, $100 bonus balance. So make sure you guys sign up today, and then it's free account. So you don't have to buy the coupon club. You don't have to buy the premium. You don't have to do that. You can just go in there and check it out. Look at the leads, search the marketplace, and start kind of figuring out your strategy and what you want to do with it.
Michael, you're the man. Thanks for jumping on here.
Thanks so much, guys. Good to see you too. Have a good one, guys. Bye.
Awesome. Guys, great options, right? US lead list. If you're going to be going out there, you're going to be proactive. You're going to be sending letters or making calls. Or I get the question all the time on what is the best list to call. And time again in the Rhino Tribe, it's the US lead list. It's the pre-probate list. Phenomenal deals, big deals. Really big deals. And so, but if you're going to do direct mail with that, it's 2,000 letters per deal, about 3,000 in spend, plus whatever you're spending on the monthly cost, whether it's $300, $400, $500 a month for that list, factor that in, but it's pretty typical for mail.
Yeah, exactly. For that type of marketing, having that, and even if you have a $3,500, cost per deal, it's not, when you're hammering out, 25, 30K assignments, it's not, I mean, I'll do that all day long.
All day. Here we go. Let's get to some questions here, guys. Jose Tapia. Hey, Brent, if a property is in pre-foreclosure, can we call the lender to ask when is the auction date?
You could. It's not going to be a
Info.
lender. Yeah. It's going to be public info. You can go to PropStream and find out when the auction is set for. You can go to the county websites and find it there. So it's going to be a lot easier and faster just to go straight to public info.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Destiny asks, hi, Brent, how do we wholesale pre-foreclosures?
The same way that we wholesale any other deal. But the thing about when you're wholesaling, you have to account for, and I'm jumping on the Q&A here, but what you have to account for example, arrears, right? Like if they're behind on debt and somebody's going to buy it, you're going to have your buy price. And then they're going to have to come in with whatever is owed on the loan. It's going to be another added fee to probably to the amount that they think they owe. Right. So just got to make sure that the balances are set depending on how aggressive you get. But other than that, it's the same process if you're assigning the deal. If you're doing a seller financing, creative financing, or getting more complicated than that, there's more, nuts and bolts that go along with it. But, if you get a pre-foreclosure deal, go for the wholesale offer as we always do.
Yeah, Destiny, just make sure that you understand when the auction date is and get it done before that.
Yeah.
And make sure that you understand how long they need to give you the payoff information. Usually they will postpone it, but sometimes they won't. Right. So
postponement.
Yeah.
Elaborate on that. I mean, we're able to get postponements all the time. Can you?
Yeah. So let's say the auction date is, so we had a deal in Gilbert that the auction date's tomorrow. it just got transferred to Mr. Cooper, which is a servicer, and they won't postpone. They need like 2 weeks to postpone, and they just bought it 2 weeks ago. And we just reached out to them in less time anyway. So we couldn't get the postponement. We have to figure it out. And so we have, but for the most part, if you have a purchase agreement, you send it to them, you give them evidence that you are buying the property, and they'll postpone the auction. They don't want to foreclose. They truly don't want to have a bad asset or go through that process because it costs them more money. And so for the most part, if they have their act together, they will postpone it and not foreclose, which is good. Let's just knock out Destiny's questions because she's going bananas here, which I love.
There we go.
How do we raise funds? Can we get a hard money loan for sub 2 deals? If so, any tips to make that happen? No, Destiny, you can't. Find friends and family. I mean, for the most part, hard money lenders are not interested in sub 2s.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, the usually sub 2s are kind of, for the long run, and hard money lenders are looking at turning the money a lot faster. You're talking 6 months, a year, stuff like that. Interest rates are pretty high too. So it's almost going to wipe out the benefit of doing a sub 2 if the interest rate is low. So yeah, you don't want to do that. Yeah.
And Destiny, you can assign sub 2s. If you trust make sure you really, really, really trust the end buyer. Make sure that they're really good. They have a portfolio. They know how to do property management. They're just not somebody that's just getting into the business, because that could turn sour really quick with them not making the payments, or the expectations of the deal are different than what reality is. And so make sure you sell it to somebody that's really well established. All right. And the last one, what is everybody using for skip tracing? Batch skip tracing is fantastic. Skip Genie is fantastic. Those are some great ones. If you want some free ones, True People Search is there. I think White Pages.
Yeah.
And then Deal Machine. Deal Machine has them all. You get 10,000 free every single month if you use Deal Machine. So check those out. Ralph's got a little celebration. Come on, Ralph.
What's up? Boom.
You want to read it?
Just closed last week for $25,000. Found a buyer and investor lift. Wholesale deals are still closing in Philly. Business as usual. Let's go.
Yeah, we're using Jeremy switched over to blasting out with Investor Lift because for some reason our email accounts just keep getting screwed up.
Deliverability
you having any problem
rates,
with that?
Yeah, deliverability rates. I mean, they're always low. I mean,
Why?
you can't really rely.
Is it something new, or is it some changes?
No,
or?
it's. They're getting tighter on deliverability and red flagging and spam.
Yeah.
So I mean, that has a lot to do with it. So I don't know. It's always been a challenge. Honestly, we still blast everything through our internal email list. We still blast with Investor Lift.
Yep.
But dude, we're hammering out one-on-one calls.
Yeah.
We were literally taking the same approach that we do on the acquisition side on the dispo side. So it's going there and then knocking out A-list buyers, calling them.
You're not email blasting?
We are. We just hit them like in
multiple ways.
Yeah, like 12 different ways.
How many dispo guys do you have?
2.
Nice.
Yeah. So they hop
in. What do they do all day?
Hammer out calls. So their role is to hammer out calls. And then I have a marketing team, which is 2 VAs.
Yeah.
But they're the ones in charge of putting the emails together, posting the properties up on social media.
Yeah.
Refining the A list and finding new buyers for every deal that we get. So one thing that we always do, guys, is you get a deal, you get a property address, use that to increase your buyers list. Mm-hmm. So pull a 5-mile radius search of cash buyers and start hitting them. You can hit them via email. You can cold call them. You can do the typical, right? And then you're gonna start to filter out an A list of VIP buyers. We call it A list. That in this case, my dispo manager and my dispo reps, that's a list that they hit. Yeah. We usually have a couple hundred, names in there and get very, very like super proactive. So yeah, it becomes a sales job too on the dispo side. I think we got lazy, man, for a period there, 2021, 22, or just like throw a deal up in the air. And like people would just snatch it. Yeah. No. So
you're not posting them to Facebook?
Yeah, we are.
You are?
Yeah, we post on Facebook. We go down
the full address?
No, not the full address. No, we'll do a street name with a zip code. And then we start our VA, like the marketing team, it's 2 VAs.
Yeah.
They monitor the accounts. So any messages come in, they'll send them over to my dispo managers and then they hit them out. So yeah, I have a 21-day dispo process. It's very robust. So
maybe we should go over that.
We can.
Should we do that Maybe next week. We might do the first 90 days next week, and then maybe Dispo. Guys, let us know if you want us to do a Dispo training next week, or what to do in your first 90 days for ultimate success. Let us know in the chat. Participate is always a lot better if you participate. Ralph asked a question about iSpeed to lead. Yeah, it's refundable. There you go. Awesome. Closing 2 deals totaling over $21,000 for Glenn.
Let's go.
All right.
What is going on? Everybody's on fire.
Oh, bro.
Questions coming.
Bro.
Lead mining. Yes.
Yeah.
More Dispo, please.
That's from Nick. Well, let's get him on here. Nicholas Nick, how are you?
What's up? Hey, bam. Just teleporting
Lead
in.
Mining Pros.
What's up, man?
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Leadminingpros.com. What the heck is leadminingpros.com?
Leadminingpros.com. We are I call us a white glove turnkey lead generation.
You're a little bit soft, Nick, and I know that you're loud.
Is that better? Is that better there? Here, let me.
Yes, get closer to the mic.
I'll get it. This guy right here.
Yeah,
here we go.
Perfect.
Yeah, bam. Yeah, Lead Mining Pros, what we are is we are a turnkey lead generation company. Okay. And I offer at the top here, you'll see a link to book a call. I recommend everyone try to book a call with me first. I will literally walk you through and tell you exactly what to purchase in your market. So
are you talking about 727-977-5788?
Yep.
That's 727-977-5788 for our podcast listeners.
Bam. Call the cell phone. I'll answer it. I think I'm only going to be on it. As long as you call me after 20 minutes from now, I'm all yours for the rest of the day. But what I do with my clients is we offer a lot. I can pull a list in any market in America. I can skip trace that list for phone numbers. It's very accurate. We get the right person on the phone over 80% of the time. Then we cold call them. And I have 2 options now, American callers and foreign callers for you to pick from. Okay. Now here's the foreign packages right here. These packages are huge. Okay. And they go really far. And the foreign callers are about 1/3 of the price as the Americans. Now, a lot of people say, Nick, when should I use an American over a foreign? Right. So what I tell everyone is you want to use an American in a more suburban market, right? One that's not like a big city or saturated. You want to use them maybe if you're doing land or something like that as well. All right. Now, the foreign caller, this guy, he's made for saturated markets. I have this video, I call it the saturated market solution, right? And that is foreign cold callers and text messaging, doing both of those. And if you see, they go so far. So 5,000 foreign calls, $850. You guys see, I kind of have everything for you. So the information's on there. So you could call me and I'll actually tell you exactly what to choose.
It's really interesting, Nicholas, because okay, so if you're in a major market, you think the best ROI is going to come from foreign callers.
Absolutely.
Why is that?
Well, it's 2 things. Okay. And the main thing is, I know it seems like the American would stand out more, right? I know that seems to make a lot of sense, but the reality is, I see the problem here, but the reality is about the Americans sticking out more is that that person in Phoenix is called by so many other cold callers that seller doesn't give a crap where that person's from. They're so annoyed at that point that they're like, you know what? Like, I don't care what nationality you are. I'm not interested. I got 10 calls today. Yep. Now, if you're in a more suburban market, Alabama, Missouri, Kansas City, anything where it's not Phoenix, Miami, Atlanta, Orlando, anything not in those markets. The American is going to make a difference because they don't get as many calls. And so because they don't get as many calls, the American's really going to stand out and they're going to think they're really relatable. So in some markets, the Americans absolutely blow it out. And those are the suburban ones.
We talked, I have students that are working with him on the land side and just lead generation altogether. But we talked about a while back about stats and some of the best markets that you're seeing out there. Can you give us maybe the top 5 where you're seeing better results?
Oh,
some juice out of this.
Spill the tea, as they say.
I go for the guys.
Well, it really, And like, so there's really, I'm going to give a very political answer to that question. Okay. So what sticks out to me most is what doesn't work more than what does work, right?
Okay.
When someone gets 40 leads and closes a deal, they never tell me about that. But when someone gets like 3 leads and they're like, hey, listen, buddy, like there's something wrong here. So I know more about the worst markets than the best ones.
Oh, perfect.
But I'll answer both to the best of my ability, if that makes sense. So the worst, not the worst, the most expensive cost per lead markets would be a better way to put it. That not worst, most expensive cost per lead. Miami, Orlando, Phoenix, Atlanta, Chicago, Houston, Dallas, Austin, Southern California. Okay. And now that doesn't
average cost there, you think?
Well, it depends on your strategy, but no matter what your strategy is, it's going to be higher than anywhere else in America. That's kind of what I'm alluding to as well. Now with us, what I recommend, and this is the beauty of working with someone who offers Americans, foreigns, and texting, because it's not, hey, don't go there, but it's like, hey, leave the foreign out. You wouldn't throw Babe Ruth on the team if you're going up against the minor leagues. What if Babe Ruth gets hurt and he needs to go into a bigger game? Send in the other team, send in the minor league team. So if you're in that market, my foreign callers are almost a third of the price, which means I'm calling 3 times more people for the same cost. And in a saturated market, that's what matters. Volume matters. And
this
also,
is great.
Yeah, no, thank you. Well, I've learned this shit the hard way.
Yeah,
that's for sure. And the thing about Americans or any expensive marketing strategy, it's fine as long as it's working. But the one time it doesn't excuse my language. The one time it doesn't work, it gets really expensive, really fast. And that's what begins to hurt. You spend $150 on a handwritten custom letter. It works great when the phone's ringing. You send out $5,000 of those and the phone doesn't ring once and you're reconsidering everything. Right. Yeah. So managing that is really important. And you doing that through the foreign callers and through text messaging. Those are your guaranteed lowest cost per leads, and it won't make an impact on the results. But if I'm pursuing land or I'm pursuing Kansas, Arkansas, Alabama, and I'm throwing on a foreign caller in there, I'm going to be at double the resistance, right? They're going to think I'm scamming them. They're going to think I'm up to no good. They might not even answer the phone when the real investor calls back because they had such little trust for the first guy.
I love it. I like the idea of using this for land.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
people are making a fortune on vacant land and nobody's calling them.
Yeah.
For the most part, most of the time, we have 2 customers that's doing land for pay-per-click, and it is fish in a barrel. The average lead cost is silly. I can imagine it's the same if you're reaching out to them.
Oh yeah, we get on land. We average anywhere from $35 to $60 per lead, which is great, and that's also completely done for you too. It's not like like I'm handling everything. I'm guiding you through it.
List pulling and everything.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we pull the list, we skip it, we call. So many people when they do marketing, they leave out these tertiary costs, these secondary costs. Hey, like a lot of people are like, I got a $3 an hour VA. Yeah, but you gave them a $1,500 list to call.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
It's like, hey, it's not just this little VA. It's actually a $2,000 a month budget. So now, now how are you going to consider it? But yeah, I wish I had the stats. I've been working with Anthony, one of Raphael's clients, and man, we are blowing it out of the water for him. I'd say I think he at least has. Yeah, I think he at least has 35 leads at the moment on a $1,500 purchase, and we're not even done yet. And he's been loving it.
Yep.
Is he a land guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he crushes. Does really good. Knows his stuff real well.
Are people using this to do other strategies for flips or for novations?
Oh yeah, our call is structured to be completely universal. Okay, I don't pigeonhole anything. We don't call a seller. Here's another little tip for anyone doing this themselves. We don't want to call this. Hey, I'm looking to make a low ball offer on some properties. Is that you? Yeah, that's nobody. Okay, that's who that is, right? And so our call is really general. Hey, I was calling to reach out about 123 Sycamore Street. Yeah, that's me. Oh, great. Have you ever considered selling before? Oh, yeah, I have. What are you, an investor, a realtor? Well, ma'am, we can do all kinds of things with properties. It's my job really just to find out some more information, and my team of professionals, they're going to figure the rest out for you. Right. I mean, in today's market, we have Novation, creative finance, cash offers. I mean, Jesus, you can almost pay a wholesaler 90% of value and then still make 10% of the sale, which is more than what a realtor would make. And we've never been in those times with the skills we have. So that's one of the big things. So I don't pigeonhole my people. And what I do instead is I have a free course online that tells them, no matter what they're doing, how they take that lead, right? It's not a lead is a lead, right? We know that as veterans, like, hey, yes, I want to sell. Great. Now, well, Nick, I do this custom thing. Well, great. Well, let me tell you how to convert them to your custom thing. And I'll give you a quick nugget on this. Okay. This is going to blow everyone's mind. This is a simple one sentence that will literally probably increase your qualified lead rate by 10%. Okay. And Brent's skeptical. Wait to hear this, Brent. You're going to love it. So we send over the lead.
Yeah, I'm naturally skeptical.
It's those damn eyebrows. But no, we send over the lead.
No, Nick, just to be honest with you, literally the whole show outside my window here, there's been a significant amount of drug deals going on. Literally, I'm not joking you. There's an empty building next to us, and it is going bananas with people buying all sorts of things.
They must have a sale going on.
Yeah, there's a sale going on of street pharmaceuticals right here.
We need to get some bandit signs over there for us.
That's it. No, okay. So 10% increase. Go ahead.
Yeah. So check this out. Let's say we send you over the lead. Our cold caller's name is in the notes, right? You called the lead. Hey, you spoke to Sherry about 123 Sycamore Street. Is that right? Yep. Oh, yeah, I sure did. Well, hey, yeah, so Sherry told me that you may be interested in selling, but why don't you tell me, how did you plan on doing that?
Open-ended,
yeah. They are going to, no matter, because what's important here. And I'll break down the science behind this. Half the time we try to close a lead, we don't know where the hell they are. We're so busy thinking about what we're going through. I need to make $15,000 more this month. I need my acquisition manager to convert at a higher rate. I need more. So we show up like a cartoon with money bags in our eyes, right? And then we don't actually see the seller as a person. We go, yeah, 50,000. I can't take 50,000. Well, next lead, next $500 lead, please. This one can't take it, right? Well, that doesn't work, right? So I teach, how did you plan on doing that? They're going to throw up all over you. Now you know where their head's at. Now you take them wherever you need them to go.
So when do you use that? You use that on your initial call?
So I tell my clients to have that be the first, if they're in houses, I tell them that should be the first follow-up question they ask. Tell me, how did you plan on doing that?
Love it.
Once they get the lead from the cold caller.
Yeah, that's right.
Say it again, real slow.
Yeah. I'll start from the beginning. Yeah. So they answer the phone. Hey, yeah, this is so. Hey, yeah, you just spoke to Sherry about 123 Sycamore Street.
Yep.
And I'll explain that real quick. You're going to mention the name you do know. You might not know that seller's name by heart. You don't want to get there and go, hey, is this Bill? No, it's not Bill. Click. Oh, shit. It wasn't Bill. I just lost $500 again, right? So you want to call, hey, you just spoke to Sherry. I know that's her name. That's my cold caller. I know that's her name. I know this is the property address, so they, about 123 Sycamore Street. Yeah, I sure did. Great. Well, Sherry told me you may be interested in selling. Why don't you tell me, how did you plan on doing that?
Love it.
And sound just as friendly too. Like don't call them up sounding grumpy either.
Yeah. Tone of voice matters.
Right. 100%.
I got a question regarding the SMS.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that started fading away and kind of, now it's almost like a forgotten thought. texting for seller leads. How are you working around that kind of stuff? Your deliverability rates, are you still being effective on that? How are you going about the
Yeah, so yes, the answer is yeah, our stuff has been great. I've been grandfathered in for the last 4 years on A2P. I remember years ago I went to go sign up to we need your EIN number, and I was like, they need my what? Huh? I don't want to give that to anyone. And then this was so long ago, I was grumpy about the process, right? Now cut to today, it's they're way more stringent. They're cutting down on everyone. They're making all these laws and regulations, and because I've been in the program for so long, I'm tucked away under someone's desk. And, and we've been very lucky with our results that we have. At the moment, we're not even
advantage, man.
Yeah. I tell you, we do 70. We did 50,000 texts last week, 50,000, and replying to them. We're not just blasting. Okay?
Yeah.
We did 50,000 texts and we generated 550 leads.
Awesome.
And it's to think that we're over that 1% mark, especially at the cost of text message. I sell 1,000 text messages, 10,000 text messages for $1,150 is a good way to think about it. So if you think about getting 10 to I'd say maybe 40 to 100 leads potentially on that, depending on your strategy. Land, of course, gets the most. Rural and suburban markets gets the second most. Saturated markets gets the least amount of leads. That's expected. But if you're averaging somewhere in that range for $1,000, imagine getting 50 to 100 leads for $1,000. I mean, it's pretty crazy. The downside is, and if you scroll down a little bit here, you'll see texting only. The downside is texting leads are the ugliest leads. You can go down a little bit further. They are the ugliest leads that you come across. Yeah. Now that's why I have courses, which I spoke about earlier, where I literally tell you exactly what to do and exactly what to say to get these leads warmed up and to get them better. And you'll see that. And Brent just went to it. It's right there at the top of the page. It says free courses on the left, literally free, no gimmick, no catch, no purchase needed. Tons of free courses where I give you scripts, workflows, and written out processes on exactly what to do to every lead.
Guys, call Nick 727-877-8772. Let's see who takes some action today. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Because you need to know how to convert these leads. You can have as many leads as you want, but if you don't know how to convert them, it's over. Right?
So many people ask me, they go, why do you give all this stuff away for free? And the answer is, we've been in business for 8 years doing this, not just real estate, doing this exact website that you saw. And it doesn't matter if I send you 20 leads and you don't know what to do, or you don't have the confidence what to do, or you don't do it right. We're not going to have a long relationship. And I actually need you to get rich so I can get rich. Okay. Yeah. One thing we didn't talk about is we're no contracts, no commitments. So every price everyone just saw is one single price. So I literally need your satisfaction. So that's why I guide on the front end, and I have the courses as well.
Awesome. Guys, check it out. Go to leadminingpros.com. Give Nick a call today. Thanks for being on here, brother.
Good to see you, bro.
Yeah, good to see you too, Rafael. I'll see you, Brent.
Awesome. Nice. Well, guys, US lead list today. iSpeed to lead Mining Pros. Plus, if you missed the first part of the show, we went through the 7-figure 7 levels of business growth. Make sure you go back and watch that. Building a 7-figure wholesaling team is a step-by-step process. Make sure that you check it out and start implementing, because it is the path to not only building a great team, but actually enjoying the process.
Because I love you, man. That is important. So don't sleep on that. That's important.
Yeah.
If you're building something, you don't enjoy it, you're going to build it right for maybe what do you think, a year and a half, and then you start losing faith in it, or not faith in it, but you get tired of it and burn out.
Yeah, you get burnt out, you get bored, you get you fall for any kind of gimmick.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Anyway, what CEO Pulse?
Yeah, CEO Pulse. What about it? Where can they find me?
Yeah.
All right. Hit me up on social media. I'm pretty active there. Rafael Cortez, CEO on Instagram. Website is reawholesaling.com. And yeah,
I'm reading.
I respond to all my DMs. So
I'm reading this new book called The 5 Types of Wealth. It's really good. And I want to read this to you guys as we close up the show. Would you trade lives with Warren Buffett? He has a net worth of approximately 130 billion, access to anyone in the world, and spends his days reading and learning. That all sounds great, and yet I'm willing to bet that very few of you would agree to trade lives with him. Why not? Warren Buffett is, at the time of this writing, 94 years old. Doesn't matter how much money, fame, or access he has, you probably wouldn't agree to trade your remaining time for his. On the flip side, as Graham Duncan pointed out, there is a decent chance that Buffett would trade all of his billions of dollars to have your time. When you're young, you are a time billionaire. Speaking of you, young man, time billionaire, literally rich with time. At age 20, you probably have about 2 billion seconds left, assuming you live to 80. By 50, just 1 billion seconds remain. All right. We are not given a short life, but we make it short, and we are not ill supplied, but wasteful of it. Seneca wrote. Very interesting. Think about that, guys. Think about that. You wouldn't trade your life for Warren Buffett. So what does that mean? Think about that. Think about what money means to you. Think about what time means to you. Think about control, freedom of control. Think about what true joy and happiness in life really means. Yeah. That's it.
Lifestyle.
Going deep, and then we're getting out of here. So deal with it. Come on in, guys. Come on in.
Really, you leave everybody with that bomb?
Yeah, I'm going to leave it with that bomb. There you go. Guys, we love you so much. We're here every Wednesday going live, answering your questions and going through on behalf of Luke and Alejandra and Matt and Raphael and myself. Thank you for joining us. Make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can check us out also on Wholesaling Inc. podcast, Wholesale Hotline podcast, and here every single week. So remember this. Keep your house clean, protect your health, increase your value to the world. You'll live a fantastic life. We'll see you next week. Love you guys.
Love you guys.